You blacks have not invented anything useful, and you have no history. You ever see someone walk into their own downfall like it's a red carpet? Smiling, loud, thinking they're untouchable. Then 5 days later, they're gone. And all you hear is the echo of their bad decisions? Yeah, that was Anthony. But this story, it ain't about him. It's about Lola, 19, first-gen college student, raised in a 2-bedroom apartment with 4 siblings and a single mom who worked 2 jobs and still managed to make Sunday dinner. Lola had dreams bigger than her zip code, and she wasn't waiting around for permission. She got into college on a full scholarship, not from luck, from grit. GPA over 4.0, essay that made professors cry, and a focus so sharp it could cut glass. And when it came time to speak, she didn't whisper. She delivered. This happened in her 2nd semester, Intro to American History. The topic was Voices That Shaped the Nation. Everyone had to present. Most students picked the usual: presidents, war generals, Declaration this, Constitution that. Lola? She came in different. Her topic? Black resistance as a foundation of American progress. Let me be clear. She wasn't trying to stir the pot. She was the pot. Stirred, seasoned, and ready to serve truth hot and unfiltered. She walked to the front of the lecture hall with a calm confidence. Braids pulled back, cream blazer over a black turtleneck, flash drive in one hand, laser pointer in the other. The room was full, 70 students, 1 professor, and Anthony leaned back in his seat, arms folded, feet stretched out like the class owed him space. He'd already shown his stripes during the semester. That loud, smug energy, always interrupting. Jokes that weren't funny. One time he said slavery was overblown in modern discourse. Yeah, that kind of dude. Lola knew the type. She'd seen him her whole life. Didn't flinch. She started her presentation. Slide 1. 1619 to now, the real timeline. She moved smooth, clear, breaking down facts like she was peeling an onion. No fluff, just truth. She talked about the role of enslaved Africans in building the economy. She talked about rebellion, not just physical, but intellectual. She quoted black women who'd been erased from textbooks. She educated. And about 5 minutes in, Anthony started grinning. Then it began. First, he coughed loud. Obnoxious. Didn't say sorry. Just smirked. Then he dropped his pen. Then he leaned to the guy next to him and whispered something, laughing like a high school bully stuck in a college class. Lola paused. Looked at him. Just a glance kept going. Then came the moment. Slide 7. Picture of Frederick Douglass, Angela Davis, and Claudette Colvin. Her voice strong. These people didn't ask for permission to shape history. They took it. Anthony raised his hand. The room stiffened. The professor looked up but said nothing. Lola, steady, said, "Yes?" Anthony scoffed. "Just wondering when you were gonna talk about people who actually built this country." Lola blinked. "Could you clarify?" He sat up. "You're acting like black folks wrote the Constitution or something. Let's be real. History was made by white men." Someone in the back gasped. Somebody else muttered, "Oh, hell no." But the professor sat there, silent. Lola took a breath. "That's an opinion, not a fact." Anthony shrugged. It's the truth. Look at any textbook. You're rewriting history to make yourself feel important. Lola looked straight at him. No anger, just power. I'm not rewriting anything. I'm revealing what was hidden. And if that makes you uncomfortable, maybe ask yourself why. Dead quiet. Even Anthony didn't have a comeback for that. She finished her presentation. Flawless. The class clapped. Not polite claps either, real applause. But the damage was done. She left that room shaking. Not from fear, from fire. That kind of rage that sits in your bones, quiet, focused. And here's what Anthony didn't know. Lola had recorded the whole thing, not secretly. The class policy allowed it for note-taking and study review. Her laptop had been rolling since she hit start. And that video? It didn't stay in the classroom for long. By that evening, the clip was already bouncing around campus. Lola didn't post it herself. She didn't have to. Someone from the back row did. Tagged it, "When ignorance meets history class." 20 seconds of footage. That's all it took. Anthony's voice clear as day. Let's be real. History was made by white men. And Lola's response? That calm, razor-sharp line? I'm not rewriting anything. I'm revealing what was hidden. And if that makes you uncomfortable, maybe ask yourself why. Boom. Viral. First, it hit Black Student Union group chats. Then it made its way to Twitter, Instagram. Local news blogs picked it up under headlines like, "College Student Educates Peer After Racist Remark." By Thursday, it had over 200,000 views. But here's the part that mattered most. What Lola did next. She didn't just let it ride the social wave. She clipped the full presentation video, wrote a formal statement, attached screenshots from the class syllabus, which clearly stated racial discrimination in class discussions wouldn't be tolerated. And she sent all of it to the school's Office of Student Integrity, the Dean of Students, and the Diversity and Inclusion Council. No hashtags, no all-caps tweet. Just receipts, professionalism, and pressure. And guess what? The university couldn't ignore it. The next week, Anthony was called into a formal hearing. Turns out this wasn't his first incident. Just the first one someone had the courage and evidence to elevate. By the end of the month, he was gone. Not suspended. Dismissed. You ever seen someone disappear from a campus overnight? No goodbye. No apology. Just an empty desk and silence where ego used to be? That was Anthony. But this story ain't about a racist getting what he deserved. It's about Lola. She didn't scream, didn't throw a fit. She did what Black women have been doing for generations. Stood her ground, spoke truth, and let the truth work. And the best part? She didn't use that moment to build a platform for likes. She used it to create change. The school rewrote its classroom protocol after that. Required faculty training on handling disruptive and discriminatory behavior. Her professor? Quietly removed from the course rotation the next semester. Lola? She kept rising. She got invited to speak on a campus panel called Power in the Face of Silence. She started a podcast with other students to highlight hidden Black contributions in U.S. history. And her email inbox? Full of students, Black, brown, and otherwise, thanking her for doing what they were too afraid to do. She didn't become famous. She became respected. Because when the system failed to protect her voice, she made damn sure it hurt her anyway. So let Anthony be a footnote. Let the applause be history. But never forget, sometimes the most powerful moment in a classroom isn't the lecture. It's the lesson one student teaches the rest, without raising her voice, just by refusing to be erased. And as for Lola, she didn't slow down, not for a second. While other students were still trying to figure out their majors, she was already sitting front row in senior-level seminars, taking notes with one hand and tutoring freshmen with the other. Professors started recognizing her not just as a student, but as a voice. One they called on during panels, one they quoted in lectures. She picked up a research assistant position with a history department professor, helping digitize documents from overlooked Black scholars and abolitionists. She even got a paid internship that summer, working on public education policy with a nonprofit in Oakland. And get this, her paper on resistance movements was selected for a national undergrad history conference. First-year student, no connections, just brilliance and discipline. She walks through campus now and people know her, not from that video, but from her work, from the way she carries herself, from the change she sparked, and the consistency she's kept. Lola never wanted to be a symbol. She just wanted to make life better for her mom, her siblings, her block. And now, she's doing exactly that. Not through revenge, not through clout, but through legacy. So when they ask me who made history that day in that classroom, it wasn't Anthony. It was the girl with the laser pointer and the calm voice, the one who knew her ancestors did shape this country, and she's just picking up where they left off.